Hey guys, how's it going? Culprit here, and welcome to my second edition of BF3 Weekly Recon, where I bring you up to date on all the news and rumors and what's going on in Battlefield 3. Today we had another nice little bunch of information, so I thought it was appropriate to bring you the next episode, and I will try to add on to this as I can as the news breaks. First, I do want to apologize to some of you that saw my Close Quarters trailer reaction video. I did put one up and kind of replayed the trailer in the video and commented on what I saw, what I didn't see, things like that, but unfortunately EA flagged that due to copyright, and just rather than risk it, I took it back down. I just don't know enough about this stuff yet, and I don't want to have any flags on my account. So that one's taken down. I may put it back up once I get a little clarity on exactly the do's and don'ts, but in case you're wondering where that went, or if maybe you commented on it or something, that's what happened. So let's get right into it. Today, Battlefield 3 announced that the new patch is in fact still in testing, obviously, on the PC, but that it is going through the certification process with Microsoft and Sony. The executive producer Patrick Box says a huge patch featuring several requested tweaks is going through certification right now in Microsoft and Sony. Daniel Matros, or Zinto on Twitter, also added in, quote-unquote, hopefully we can push updates out in the end of March. So that's pretty good news. I mean, that's 2 weeks. Certification, I know, usually takes at least 2 weeks, maybe 4. You got to think someone like EA, Battlefield gets this stuff kind of pushed through pretty quickly. Let's hope so. So hopefully we could be getting this patch by the end of March, which would be great. I mean, they've got to do that. It would make me very, very happy. I'm ready to stop dealing with the same issues that I've been dealing with for months and months and months now. All the problems have been well identified, so it'd be just really good to get that fixed up. He did say that, like I mentioned, as for the PC, it's still in testing right now as well. In case you don't know, that PC doesn't actually have to go through the certification process because it can be just patched directly. So sounds to me like they're testing it right up to the minute. A lot of people are pissed off because they could push this. If the patch is done and delivered to Microsoft and Sony, there's no reason it couldn't be made available for PCs, except for DICE is deciding to only release these all at the same time. I understand both ways. Of course, obviously I want it because I play PC, but at the same time, logistically for them, it's got to be a lot easier to just have it out on all the same platforms at the same time. They did make some interesting news about game modes. Executive producer Patrick Bach again says all 4 maps support every pre-existing gameplay mode, plus a brand new one the studio isn't revealing just yet. This is pretty interesting to me. I've watched a couple of these maps. I have no idea how Rush is going to work on this. Squad Rush maybe, but Rush I don't get it. Conquest I don't really understand, but I hope they didn't just jam these game modes onto these maps. There's got to be some thought. I'd almost rather them take the game modes out if they don't work. The one new game mode, and that's good, but I kind of was hoping there'd be more than one. It can't be, you know. I just thought it would be a good opportunity to introduce something new in that form. Let's be clear here. These are TDM maps. I mean, that's what they're going for here. They're throwing bones to the guys that play TDM, and I do play a lot of TDM, and I'm okay with that, but I just don't know how Domination and Rush is going to work, to be honest. Console private servers. The studio plans to roll out a server rental program in the coming months. So that's not going to be coming out with the patch. Not even sure if that'll be coming out with the DLC. I don't know. They've been pretty vague about this, and I know that this is basically the first time anybody's tried this on console. So it's probably going to need a lot of ironing out. Let's hope not. Let's hope it happens because it'd be really pretty cool. DICE hasn't finalized the pricing yet, but Box says they plan to offer different plans based on the length of the rental. So you can do something like a one-day event to, you know, longer term, like a website sponsored server that like we see on PC. I do like that idea of a one-day rental. That's pretty cool. Let's hope that's pretty affordable. This way you want to just do something crazy. You know, it could be something I even do, you know, just have a, you know, if we all want to squad up and play one night. Like I put all my thoughts into the Close Quarters trailer, but like I said, I had to take it down, so I wanted to touch on that a little bit here. If you haven't seen, I'll have a link in the description. DICE launched or dropped a new trailer today, showing maybe, you know, it was a minute and a half video or something like that, so it showed maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds of actual gameplay. My first initial reaction, we'll do the pros. The destruction looked really impressive. I mean, you literally see the bullets flying through sheetrock, things exploding, things like that. That looked super impressive, and it's like nice to see them really unleash the Frostbite 2 engine. The new guns look really cool. If you paid close attention, as I've gotten into the habit with these trailers now with several of these games, you know, I'm pretty excited about these guns. They got some pretty cool ones. They got some old favorites that I'm excited for. At the end of this video, I actually have a couple graphics of some of the guns I found on Reddit, and I'll just cycle through it and maybe say a couple words about each gun so you can get an idea of what we're looking forward to. So stick around to the end of the video. cons though, again, I know this is a hype video, and they're going for the Michael Bay, big explosions and flashy things and girls in bikinis, whatever. But this is almost a trailer about the things that worry me about this DLC. The reaction, my first reaction was just too chaotic. It was too much explosion. There was too many things going on. I just worry that they're going for too much boom and explosions and things like that, and there's not going to be enough room for, you know, tactics and strategy. You know, like I said, the whole Michael Bay film, when you watch one of their trailers, it's all explosions and gunfights and cool effects and everything, but there's no storyline, and that's what I'm worried about here. I saw more than several guys running around with shotguns, and I saw quite a few engineers running around with their RPGs as their primary. And that right there, folks, is what I'm worried about. Like, everybody's, you know, saying that the frag rounds are getting fixed and all this and that. Well, what about claymores? What about RPGs? What about, you know, just grenades? I mean, you didn't see any of those in the trailer, but I guarantee you it's going to be like, you know, a red dot field of flowers in the hallways, because there's going to be grenades everywhere. Why wouldn't there be? I'm going to be throwing grenades. That's what you do. I understand, but this is the stuff that concerns me. It's going to be a claymore nightmare. I mean, think about how cheesy guys are with claymores now. Like, and it's just, these are narrow hallways. There's going to be claymores everywhere. And what happens in the end? You know, obviously all this destruction is great, but what happens when all the walls are blown up? Like, there's one little sniper got to crouch in a corner and be able to shoot you across the map. All this stuff remains to be seen, but these are worries of mine. This just seemed like this trailer highlighted more of my worries. So, but this is only one of 4 maps, so I'm hoping this won't be a problem with all of them, obviously. DICE has backed this initial DLC plan by saying that their statistics and analytics show the players favorite the close quarters combat style. You know, and they're citing how Metro is the most popular map, and I'm okay with this, but I'm okay with them pushing more infantry-based maps, but I don't understand why they don't do maps like more maps like Bazaar and Sen Crossing, and even Metro. Why do we have to make such a big leap to these, you know, 16-man, you know, shoebox type maps? That's my worry. If you would have, excuse me, announced that you were gonna make a DLC, 4 new maps just like Grand Bazaar and Metro, I would have been stoked, because that's the style I like to play. I'm not a vehicle or an aircraft guy. So, you know, the fact that they're making such a leap is what concerns me. So, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay there. It was just a little, I believe it was TDM 200 tickets. I had actually a pretty good game. My team was terrible, but I did alright, 31 and 16. Not too bad. I think I got the 3rd MVP or something like that. Here's the AUG is one of the guns that we saw in the video. I mean, most of you guys will be familiar with this. This thing's been in a lot of games, including Bad Company 2. This is an old favorite of mine, going all the way back to Counter-Strike. Just a good, solid weapon. Disregard the statistics. I can't confirm any of that. Even the picture. There's so many different versions of these guns that you could use. These are just to give you a rough idea. The ACWR. I believe this is going to be an engineer gun. The AUG is going to be an assault rifle, in my opinion. Again, disregard the statistics. The guy's just making it up on the fly, obviously, but looks like a really cool gun. We've played with the ACR in other games before. The MTAR-21. This is also going to be an engineered gun, in my opinion. This is a bullpup design. It's basically made for close quarters. I don't, you know, like he has range for long on there. It just doesn't make much sense to me. But I just wanted to put these up to give you a little visual on what you're looking at. This is the L86A1. This is obviously the longer, the heavier version of the L85. This is pretty cool. This actually had a nice little clip in the trailer. You can see a guy doing work with it. I believe it said it's going to have like a 45 round clip. I think we saw that in the trailer, which is pretty cool. The LSAT, another nice, this is a smaller LMG, but it's kind of nice to see 2 new good LMGs being added in. I always like to play with these guys a little bit. And then we will also have the last one. The last image I have here is the SPAS 12. We all know the SPAS 12. It's been just about every shooter game ever invented. Guns that we haven't seen in the video that have been confirmed are the M417. It's going to be a recon gun, and the M5K submachine gun. That will probably be the PDW gun. And what's the other one? Oh, the SCAR L, which I would think will be the other assault weapon. This is the heavier, the longer version of the SCAR H that we see with engineered kits now. There's one other gun that we don't know about. That would be the other recon gun. Hopefully they'll release that over time eventually. So there you have it, guys. That'll kind of get you caught up with all the information that's come out in the last day or two. So now you're pretty well informed. You're pretty well up. You know about as much as I do about what's going on. So I hope that helped a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time, guys. Thanks a lot.